Hello, I'm Bernard Keevy. If you're a coach, an accountant looking to offer coaching services, a financial advisor, other sorts of professional advisors, then here's a way of increasing your bottom line quite significantly. Could be 30-40%, maybe more. So it all comes back to this chart here that we call a break-even chart. And the way this works is that your revenue, your billable hours, if you like, is this revenue line, and your costs will generally be mainly of the fixed cost variety, the overheads variety, although you might have some element of costs that increase as you bill more hours. So your costs will look something like this other red line here. And where they cross, that's called your break-even point, because now your revenue is above your costs and you start to make a profit, whereas down here, your costs are above your revenue and you're making a loss. So to show you how this works, the first thing I assume and base it on is that for a professional advisor, you would include in your costs the amount you wish to pay yourselves. So your weekly amount of money, if you like, would be included, or your hourly amount that you need to pay yourself is included. So here's an example which I don't think is too unrealistic, which is you've got costs per week, including what you pay yourself. So all your other costs for running the business are £4,000 or dollars a week. Now, to keep it simple, I'm going to assume that the costs are all fixed costs. I'm going to ignore the fact that you might have some additional costs as you increase your hours, because we can put that in, but it makes it a bit more complicated. So we're going to assume that you've got costs per week of 4,000. Your hourly rate is 200 per hour. And the idea is that that sort of rate means you'll recoup your costs with a reasonable number of input of hours. So your break-even point, if you do 20 hours a week, you'll break even, because 20 hours at 200 per hour will take you up to the 4,000 that covers your costs. Anything beyond that means you make a profit, and we're actually billing 30 hours a week. So we're covering our break-even point and we're doing 10 hours on top. So we'll make a profit of 2,000 per week. Now, and that's on top of what you pay yourself. Okay, so you've already included in the 4,000 there, you've already included what you earn. So what I'm now going to look at is, what if you could shave 5% off that costs per week? Now, obviously you're not going to shave the 5% off what you pay yourself. So could you find those savings elsewhere? And there's at least 6 strategies I can point you to where you could actually aim to achieve that. But also, in terms of what you pay yourself, are you doing that the most efficiently? Could you alter the balance between salary and bonus compared to dividend? Could that save you in terms of cost? Could you pay yourself in terms of pension contribution as opposed to bonus salary? Again, that would be more tax efficient and maybe end up with more actually eventually ending up in your pocket. So there might be ways of saving the costs of what you pay yourself, and there certainly will be ways of saving on other costs and overheads as well. So let's just run with, we can make a 5% saving. I'll come back to what happens if we don't, but let's run with that figure. But what if we could get our average hourly rate up from 200 to 220 by 10%? And there's loads of strategies for doing that, but ranging from having different packages, different offerings, gold, silver, bronze, cross sells and upsells, and different ideas, niching and segmenting your customer base, because some of them will pay more for a higher level of service. There's various things you might be able to do, well, you would be able to do, which means that even without putting up your headline price, which you could probably do as well, you'll be able to get your average price, your average billable hour rate, if you like, up by, let's say, 10%. Because the difference that makes is your break-even point now falls from 20 hours to 17. Your hours billed will still be the same, so your profit per week goes up from 2,000 to 2,800. Now, if you couldn't find the savings on costs up here of 5%, then it still doesn't matter, because you'll still end up with 2,600 weekly profit, which is still a 30% increase over what you had. But obviously, if you can make these savings as well, it becomes 40%. But either way, 30%, 40%. So just by getting our hourly billable rate up by an average of 10% through various strategies, we end up getting our bottom line, after we've paid ourselves, we end up with our bottom line going up by anything 30-40% or more. To be honest, in the real world, with actual industry figures, you might find it's even more than this. So if you think that's interesting and you'd like some ideas as to how you could apply this sort of argument for your business and for your client's business, and you'd be interested in a system and strategies and templates and all that sort of thing to help you do it without any initial investment, without any financial risk, have a look at a short video, an 8-minute video on https:// I haven't put the // in. I knew there was something missing, so that should have // and then coachforprofit.com/Bernard. And there's a short video there. Have a look at that, and if you think it's of interest, book a time and maybe we could speak. So I hope you found that interesting and useful. And really what we're saying is very small improvements in how much you can actually charge per hour on average could make a 30 or 40% difference or more to your bottom line. I hope you found that useful. Thank you very much for watching. I'm looking to recruit a business coach in order to help me handle existing global demand for business coaching services. And in particular, I'm looking for someone to run our Northeast US division. If you're interested in finding out more about this opportunity, which involves absolutely no financial risk or upfront investment, then go to coachforprofit.com/Bernard, watch a short 8-minute video, and if you think there's anything of interest there, then book a time and let's talk. And thank you very much for showing interest in this opportunity.